All right. Woo. Let's go ahead and just turn that music down just a little bit. So it's just more of the background noise. Like the super wet hair from running into the shower real quick after working out and stuff. But let's see, might have to post an image with the list of emotes and codes on Twitter and Instagram. Okay, so supposedly I have Nightbot. Maybe I have to activate that in my settings real quick. So hopefully, because I have, let's see, so I should be able to just log in with Twitch. Yep, make sure all that stuff's working. Message timeouts. So it should be timers, emotes. Yes, it says it is enabled. So maybe it'll just take a little bit for it to work its way through. But just in case, this is what it's going to say. Here, let me get over to my channel real quick, because as of right now, I can't. Sorry for that sort of thing right there. So there you go. So you should be able to just highlight over them if you have the better TTTV setting. You should be able to just hover over them and see them. But yeah, I'm definitely gonna have to make those basically edge to edge, because you can barely see them, but they're there for now. Yeah, just to see how that stuff goes. But yeah, so I am on YouTube Live for the first time, I think. And then, let's see. All right, so we have all that stuff. Let me get my little course set up. So we got a new-ish
okay. In this
sort of
lesson, we are
thing
going
to go through. And sorry about that. I'm going to have to mute this, because I'm going to be taking inspiration from a tutorial on Pluralsight, which is creating cinematic underwater and lighting in Maya. And so you can look this up on Pluralsight themselves. This is not a paid advertisement in any way, shape, or form. But I do think they have a great service for... There are some tutorials that are really nice. And then there's some that you can just kind of tell somebody just kind of slapped on. Like, there's some real good pros about it. So let's see here. So first thing is that, all right, what we're gonna do is we got rid of all of the kind of lighting and stuff that we had set up from beforehand, and we're gonna try and make it super cool. So let me see if I actually have the image here that I can show everybody as reference. Here we go. So this image right here is kind of the final rendering, and I thought it looked very lovely. And, you know, I'm not going to have the same sort of background and stuff that he has in there, but I still think that the kind of caustic lights that he has going on down here, as well as what he has going on for like the god rays in here, the amount of thickness that the fog has, as well as just the overall kind of darkness to it and everything too. Yeah, nice. And so so it's also really interesting. I guess that's also kind of a downside, is that Restream, when I'm doing it through XSplit, I can't see how many people are actually watching the stream. So I'm gonna probably have to find an overlay for that sometime in the future, because before it used to so like at least right here you might be able to see it, just right up here at the top. It would say how many people were watching and everything, but I guess I don't get that luxury this time. So anyways, so what we're gonna go ahead and do is, let's see if we can hide this, and then let's let's just go to our Windows outliner. Just select everything right now. Or we can just do Cthulhu as his own layer for now. We're just gonna because it's all the way down to here. So we can just add that. What else is in here? Locator, vintage TV set. We're just gonna add all that in for now because we want to try and have a clean board right now, I believe. Because the thing is with just going through, oh yeah, new tune by the way. For who is that? Oh, Ryujin. Oh, hey, what's up? What's up, Mark? I'll have to try and get that going real quick. This looks sick. Yeah, thanks, man. So I don't know if you saw that from before when I was trying to showcase the pictures. So this is from the tutorial that I saw before, and so hopefully we'll at least get most of it done tonight. And so I think the biggest thing that we need to do is we just need to create the ocean kind of pattern that we can project onto these things right here. So what we're going to do is we are going to create a plane, polygon plane. And it appears that, how big did you make it? Just a little bit beyond the grid, it looks like. All right. And then it looks like it's just all one. So you don't have to worry about divisions at all. Oh yeah, you're putting work. Oh yeah, thanks. So let's see. Oh, that's super cool. Yeah. So I think what we can do after we do our maybe our first or second thing, we can play some salty. So is this an inspired track from working on playing MOBAs or multiplayer games? All right, so now we need to do lights. I guess we could just do spotlight, I guess. I thought we were gonna have to do a V-ray light. So we can go to lights, spotlight, and then we're gonna want to rotate it 90 degrees. And we're gonna go up, and then we can hit 7 to show that that light right there. And then here, what we're gonna want to do is, I think we need to see. So we need to, okay, so what we can do is we can just skip ahead just a little bit. And we need to, instead of making the light, we need to make this pattern first for this. But how you doing, Mark? How's everything going for you these days? I saw you were pretty excited about something or another. So let's go back to when this guy is making the texture. So we can kind of go with him. So yeah, so we're just making a... Got a new car coming. Ooh, what kind of car, man? Also, I need to, I'm just going to hop over on Facebook real quick just to make sure that it is all working right now. And if anybody is okay, all right. So nobody's commented yet on Facebook because I'm testing a thing called Restream right now, where you can comment on either my YouTube live or on. I'm probably gonna have to change my link down here for YouTube because that's not where I stream to. That's just where all my animations and stuff are. But it's a process. But anyways, yeah, if you're on Facebook at all, you have to go to my artist page to comment there. And I'll be able to see it, and it'll pop up in the chat over there on the side. So it looks like everything is working right now. And if that bot goes off, saying how you can use my emotes and everything on Twitch, let me know if that actually pops up or not. Because it says that it is enabled and everything. So security applications. All right. So I will deal with that later if it is not working. But anyways, so right now I'm just focusing on the tutorial that I'm watching from Pluralsight right now. So I can just go with a Lambert for now. Looks like, and then in here for our color, make an ocean. And then let's see. Oh, 2000 Honda Prelude, fully modded, pushing 340 HP. What? That's a lot of health points there. And excuse me for drinking my lovely shake. It's my recovery shake for working out and stuff. But yeah, if you're also watching on Twitch, I think every 15 minutes or so a chest will pop up. And I also have loyalty points going for people who watch the stream. I think every 10 or 15 minutes you generate a point, and then you can spend that stuff for, like, I have things on there where I can do shout outs, I can do follows. There's something on there where you can actually do a truth or dare thing. I might enable that, we'll see. But anyways, all right, so let's see here. So yeah, just so we can kind of also see the effects that this is generating as well. Let's also make sure, and this is called Ocean. All right, so now he's getting to that point where he's tweaking stuff. There we go, yep. All right. So now if we go into here, mine is enabled. All right. So now we're going to wave height, which is here. Okay. So we're going to try and ramp this up so we can see that pretty well. Okay. And then, you know, just kind of bring it down just a little bit. And then we're going to go down to wave peaking down here. And we're also going to make that somewhat similar. And then if we just make sure we're rendering out in Maya software, should be able to see at least something, right? Now it doesn't really look that great. Let me go ahead and back it up a little bit. There we go. So there was a bit up here at the top that I kind of missed. So probably have number of frequencies up to about 10. There we go. We're starting to see more of the wave pattern stuff. Wavelength minimum, we're going to want to bump that up to about 0.8. There we go. And then I think that's where we came in. Yep. Sweet. And just in case, if we really want this to kind of at least look a little bit easier, and then the drop off, we can kind of do that. So now it kind of looks like a regular light that's coming through there. Oh yeah, and then I'm just on my daily mix right now, so I actually wanted to get the regular album. So I'm just gonna go with flow fills. Or actually, no, here, let us discover a new artist. So let's go to related artists. Who just sounds Sleep Dealer? That sounds fun. They're all really short tracks though. So let's just try this. Okay. All right, yeah, I can get down with this. probably gonna have to just have this up just a little bit more. But yeah, make sure that's on top and that's on top so I can see everything. Excellent, sweet, stupendous. All right, so now, ooh, did I hear that PS1 startup? Okay, yeah, so now we can probably get into the color, right? So we're gonna want our color balance for the ocean. That's where it was, right? So we have color, and then color balance should be down here. And this is where we're gonna get our kind of our ocean sort of look, right? So we're gonna want to kind of have this be very light. Or maybe not so much the saturation right here, but this. We're going to want that very bright like that. And then our color offset down here. Or no, that was the... Shoot. So the default color, we want this to be 0 saturation. But we want it to be kind of gray. And then our color gain, that's the one we want to have very light blue. There we go. You can kind of start to see this right here as well as on the screen. And then the color offset, we kind of want this to be a greenish blue, so we can kind of bring that hue over here a little bit more. And then we want this to be really dark, like almost black. There we go. So now we have a pretty decent... I think ocean sort of color for now. Although, let's see, kind of wanting this to be. I think I want that to be, yeah, straight up there. There. Do I want any sort of wave turbulence at all? Just a little bit, I think. We're kind of adding our own little flair to it, right? Don't really see any foam sort of stuff. I'm also just kind of messing around with these numbers just to see if there's anything changing on our thumbnail right there, right? But anyways, yeah, if you're on Facebook or Twitch or YouTube Live, go ahead and give me them comments and I'll respond if I can. Yeah, see, ooh, water, yeah, right? If you're yeah, I think people kind of get it, I think. I hope. But anyways, yeah, I'll share for you, brother. Oh, yeah, thanks, man. So, here, actually what we can also do is we can just add our... Here, let me add that picture real quick. So we can kind of... media file images. Get to there, then to here, then here. Alright, so I can kind of just have this up here in this corner. So, if anybody is wondering, up there in the top left corner is what we're going to be going for. So let's go back to our tutorial. And then I think I can probably just turn this down just a hair bit more. Because I think that was competing with me just a little bit. Anyways. Alright. So I think what we have to do now, though, is... Yeah, we could, I guess, go into the ocean bit, and then to here, and then we can say repeat UVs 2 by 2, so that way it's just a little bit more dense. And so I think what we have to do is render this out real quick. So let's see. So we need the ocean attributes time. And then what we're going to do here is create a new expression. And then I think we're going to just copy paste this. And so what we're trying to do here is we're wanting to let the texture, and then we're going to do times 0.5, I think. And then end that expression. So we're having everything kind of go over time, but only by half speed. Should be a professional teacher. Aw, thanks, Mom. Everybody be respectful. Mom's in the chat. So if we're in viewport 2.0 and we press play, so now you can see that everything's kind of going. It's at a low res, so we can kind of see, yeah, poop caca. No! Don't say those things. But yeah, we can see that it's actually playing through now, right? I'm just going through here just to see if there's anything else that I might need to see, because it's interesting because his viewport seems to be much smoother than mine. Also, that could also just be the render that he had. All right, so taking a look at all of that, and then I think all that we really need to do is just go to our top view here. Or that's our front. We need this one as our top view, and then take that grid off. And I think we're just going to make it black or white for now, it looks like. All right. So this was just to show kind of what it would look like with the proper colors and everything, right? Didn't mean to mess up the vibe. Oh, no, you're not, Mom. I'm just kidding. But yeah, if you look at the top left, Mom, it's you can see the kind of final image from the tutorial that I looked at. And so if we want to just see, yeah, so that looks pretty good. And if we want to actually prove that this is anime, we can go there. And then what we can do is just go just a little bit further over and then render it one more time so you can actually see that it's moving, right? Yeah. So I guess all that we really need to do now is go back to our ocean. And then if we go to our color, and we go to our color balance, just make this back to being white. And make this back to being just black. And then I think what we're going to need to do is just render this out. I think. Yeah. And I don't think we need to have the light at all. Yeah. So let's just go ahead and take this light out, since we don't really need it. And I'm just going to see if he actually uses the Maya software or if he uses something else entirely. And then I'm probably also going to try and make this. Let's see. Yeah, so he'll do the batch render. Okay, so he just does a batch render with it. Yeah, he's learning while we are learning. Learnception. Yes. We are all learning today. And so, yeah, that's good as well. So, yeah, so Mom So Terry is commenting on Facebook, and I can see that. So right now I have my my restream chat, so I can see everybody's chat in one window now. I don't have to hop back and forth between a million other chats and everything. So if I just take this and zoom in, and if I just have it like this, and then if I go to our render settings, we don't need this to be HD. We just need it to be a, let's just say 2K square. So that way we can have a proper render out. Let's just see how quickly that renders out in the Maya software. So there's a lot more, just as a single snapshot, you can see that there's a lot more black in his render than there is in mine. So there's definitely something to be learned here if we can. Let's get back into our ocean shader. I don't think it's that. Is it? Oh, that's our underwater caustics right here. I wonder if we can just assign that to here for now. And then, because this looks like this was the ocean water attributes from before. And if we just render this out, let's see if that looks pretty good. That's a little bit too white, I think, versus the one that we have that was right here for our ocean, right? So if we go back and we select our ocean, we go into our color. And so we see, I see too much white here, right? And I think we have to set this maybe. Maybe this needs to come down, or this needs to come up a little bit. Like that, and then I don't think we have to change the min max anymore. I think we need to see, that makes it brighter. So if we just kind of reverse this, nope, that makes it brighter as well. Wave peaking. Let's go back just a little bit, just to kind of see what we have going on here. Because he might have changed some more settings while he was changing the colors. And so I'd like to make sure that we're... Alright, I'm seeing one of his settings right there. So it looks like... yeah, that looks dope. Raisin and render it. Yeah. Yeah, I think this should be fine for now. At least for what we really want to try and do. So, what we can go ahead and do is make a quick anim layer. So if we go to our... oh, we want a render layer. This is what we want. Yeah, there we go. So we're just going to make this... So we're just going to say ocean. Or, Cthulhu ocean floor. So when we render it out, it'll be in that in a folder specifically saying that, and it won't just be the entire sort of thing. And so once we get into here, what we want to try and do is name.number.extension, TIFF files sounds good. We're going to want to have this be fairly long in my estimation. We probably want this to be at least 240. That's 10 seconds. We could just make it, let's see. Oops, I'm just pulled up my calculator here. So 24 frames a second, and we want to have it probably just like around 20, so probably want 480. Just so we can have a nice long texture that we don't have to worry about either. And let's go ahead and do our render frame right here as well. And let's just make sure that this looks fine. And then sorry if I kind of hiccup around while it's rendering, but all right. So it looks like, because what I'm trying to make sure is we don't have any black edges at all. So that way we won't have some weird seam in the light. So what we can do is save this for now. We can render that once we're done with the stream, because that's going to take a little while to render. So we can move on to the next part. So yeah, because what's going to happen as well is we're going to have to create a... Yeah, it's just a regular spotlight, and then we're going to need to apply that file to the light, so the light actually projects that pattern. So on the... So if we go back to our... see, oh, we're also in this render layer, right? Yeah, so if we go back to here and we pop all this stuff up, right? We won't really need, well, we're still gonna need that, I think, but we won't need it for now. But anyways, so you see how like everything has all of these different ridges and stuff. You can't just have it you know, be the texture on here, because there's already a texture, you know, of the rocks and stuff and everything, right? So, and of course, yeah, here's Cthulhu, and then here's this little TV that we're gonna kind of have the intro. So we're gonna have this kind of shot where you're not gonna be able to see anything back out here, and as you start to kind of descend, Cthulhu's gonna be out of here. Let's just go ahead and just get out of here. But you can have, we can have the shot that's kind of coming down, and then you can also have it, you know, rotating like this sort of a thing as it's coming down, and then you're gonna just see this light that's gonna be coming off of the TV, and I don't have mesh stuff that's selected right now, but yeah, so it can just be coming down straight down through here, and you're gonna see kind of light projecting from the TV with the audio samples that'll be happening from it. And then as soon as we get down to here, I'm thinking we're gonna have a shot that's gonna be like this, because there's gonna be a countdown from 10, you know, like a 10, 9, 8. Oh yeah, we're gonna texture the light. Mark, sorry about that, didn't see that earlier, but oh, if you're talking about, oh, texture the light, so if yeah, you said that as a question. So if you go to create and you go to like the light right here, and you go up and back, and I don't know why this isn't showing. There we go. You see how you can have the color here, so you can have it be, you know, a dark color, you can have it be you know, like green, you can have it be anything like that, right? So you can actually go to this color, and then you can actually make it a, like, you know, like a grid, right? So if I turn on the light right now, and I move this over here, and then I think if I try and, let's just move these settings back down to a smaller setting, so it's not gonna destroy my computer or anything. So if I try and render that out, you should see a sort of like a texture light, hopefully. I'm also trying to render out, this is a really dense scene as well, so while it's trying to do that, it's kind of a little, there we go. All right, so if you're back on, sorry if I was popping it in and out, but yeah, you see how the light has this texture to it now? It's not just projecting a straight regular light. So it's almost like you're putting this sort of texture over the light, right? Without actually having to physically put anything there. But yeah, by the way, I'm in and out of the stream working on some lip sync at the moment, and I have the volume turned down so I can focus. Oh yeah, of course, Jenny, yeah. That is perfectly fine. You do your thing. Yeah. But that is what the texture of the light means, Mark, if you're interested. So you can even make it, you know, your logo. you can throw that image onto that light and you can have it move around almost like a spotlight or a bat signal and everything. So, all right, so we're done trying to set up that the underwater caustic sort of stuff. So I don't need to do the bubbles. I can do the kelp now. That would actually be very helpful.
Okay, in this lesson.
And then just need to mute it. So I think what's going to happen here is we are going to hide everything again. Yeah, we can have this here for now. And then what we're going to go and do is we're going to go to Windows. And we're going to go to, oh yeah, let's go ahead and just version up here. All right. So that way now we're on a different version of the file. So if anything happens, we're good. So if we go to Window, General Editors, Visor, and then we go to, let's see, our paint effects. And then there should be like an underwater or a, yeah. So I think it's just going to be seaweed or kelp. Yeah, so we're going to get this kelp. Right. So I just want to see if he just double clicks it or... Yeah, so I guess, yeah, so I guess he just has that clicked. And so now we can actually show everything again. Or not everything, we can just show this because we're going to want some kelp, I think, right around here. Whoop. Look at that. Got some kelp. Let's see. What do we can do this just from the top as well. Or actually, I think we can mess around with this camera. It should be fine. But anyways, let's see. Back over to Mark. Oh, instead of putting the texture on the ground floor, you can add the water to get the effect on the textured floor. Yeah. Yes, correct. So I'm using the... So if you're taking a look back at this picture, anyways, oops. Ooh, so there's actually another window behind this. So the event list, I need to move below. All right, there we go. So with this light, or this, I'm just gonna blow this up again. So with the, here, let's see, is that, no, okay. So instead of having a full-on texture there on the bottom, you can see that the light, because that's what's happening, right? The light is actually projecting it, and then, you know, it's just kind of going on the ground floor and stuff, right? So let's just say if you want to have it be more of a spotlight rather than light from the moon, you can actually have that move around, and you don't have to have that texture be everywhere, right? It's only where the light's going to affect it anyways. So you don't want to have your computer calculate that texture for the entire scene. You just want it to be calculated where it's actually being affected and where you can see it. So that's the idea for that anyways. And so now I want to kind of just do a little curl around this TV like it's been sitting there for a while. Yeah. And then we can do the I know there's like a max height stuff, right? Because that looks pretty nice, you know, some pretty cool kelp, but we don't really need that to be too high, I don't think. Or it could actually work, because if we go back to our ocean floor and we kind of get this sort of angle, I think it would be kind of cool to have Cthulhu kind of be up here, and then we can kind of zoom out or whatever and have that sort of work. But we can still, I think, let's just see if we could. Okay, yeah, so that's not going to do anything. So if we go into here, and there should be some settings in here to either go up or down or in height, but I think he's going to go over this. Yeah. Yeah, directed. Dope. Yeah. All right, yep. So he made the kelp. That was fairly easy. So if we go to our kelp. Okay, there we go. If we go to our global scale, yeah. That feels like it'll be a little bit better. So we just kind of do that. Just take it down a little bit. And if we go to our creation, I think. So that's in tubes. So if we go to tubes, down here, go to our creation. So now you have a whole mess of different options. I actually do not want the ocean floor to be selectable at all. If I can help it anyways. So now we have this, and let's go back down to our kelp, then to our creation. So tubes per step. Okay, so we can make it more dense this way if we really want. So it's almost like a, let's keep the tumble off for now. We're gonna be rocking around in this area, and I don't think we're gonna need to really deviate from that in a while. I think that's pretty good. It's just enough to, can I select the vertex of this curve? Let's go to our outline, because I kind of want to bring that line in. Can we isolate this? I wonder why I can't select its curve point. There we go. Is it not? Ah, there we go. Visibility is off. Let's turn that on if we can. And then, oh yeah, I'm gonna need to readjust that stuff too. All right, so we can actually say curve point, right? Or vertex. There we go. All right, so if we go with, where's the TV? So if we go with the TV here and the stroke, is that what this is? No. So curve, vintage TV, and I guess the kelp. Let's just go ahead and just isolate all that right here. Pick is still blown up. Oh yeah, sorry. My bad. I know, yeah. Can't you see all this cool stuff that I'm making? Yeah. Yeah, that's my bad. But yeah, if we go to our control vertex and we go to our there you go, move tool. We need to go to soft selection. Just basically, yeah, get that. So we can take this curve and see the fall off radius needs to be a lot smaller. There we go. Yeah, bring this in so that it's kind of hugging this a little bit more. Yeah. So it's gonna be all nice and fairly close. We don't want it too close to this side right here though. So we can just take that and kind of bump that over just a little bit, just so it's not absolutely up against it, because I know we're gonna have some issues trying to get it working, but I think that should be pretty good. Yeah, so we can isolate back out. But yeah, the picture and everything's fine now, right? So let me know if it's still looking weird or something. So, but all right, cool. And I'm sorry for anybody who's watching on Facebook, because I know that tends to be a little bit laggy, at least just with sending my stream out. So, let's see, that should be pretty good. All right. So now we should be able to go back to here, go back to our kelp. I think our density should be pretty good, which is what they're going through. Let's see. Looks good. Okay, cool. Thanks. Let's see here. Tube random. I don't think we're going to really need to mess with anything there. Start tubes. Oh, okay, so it would be more tubes at the start, it looks like. We don't really need to do that. I think we're good with all of the... I think we're pretty much just good with everything right here. I think we can kind of get into the... Oh, we can also do the... Have it varied just a little bit more. I think I'd like to see that. Just a smidge. Where they're not all the same size. Let's just kind of do that, and then just kind of do that. So it's still kind of this overall similar height, but yeah, the back can be a little bit more open, which is good. And then, you know, they're a little bit more randomized, you know, so they're not just all one height. So that should be good. Widths and everything. I guess we can just try and fiddle around with that, making sure that we have something that's at least a little bit thicker. I think should be good. I mean, should be a little random, make it more natural. Yeah, I agree. Then width random, just a smidge, just so you can have a little bit in there. And then width scale. I guess what you can do with this is kind of have it so that it starts to taper off a lot more towards the top. And then we have our growth down here. We're not going to mess with any of these, I don't think. I think we're just going to keep it as leaves. I don't think we're going to want any bulbs or flowers. I don't think. I'm going to keep it simple for now. And then for leaves and all that stuff, I think we should be good with that. Unless there's maybe some leaf width scale. Just make it so that it's at least a little bit thicker at the base, and then it kind of tapers off a little bit towards the end, you know. I think that should be good. And then, let's see, they have it so that you have, we're back down onto leaves, yeah. Leaves and cluster, maybe just go to 3. Should be good. Then leaf length, I think we should be fine with that. Leaf width scale. Oh, that's interesting that they did that. Let's see what that does. So they have it so that it's kind of like this. And then you kind of can go up through here. So you kind of have this more of a wiggly sort of a leaf. Took the words right out of my mouth. Yeah. All right. See how leaves start. We can have a little bit more leaves at the bottom, I think. Then leaf angle should be fine. Leaf angle 2. So that kind of opens up a little bit more at the top than at the bottom. And then leaf bend. Let's see. So I think the leaf bend means that, oh, you can have it either curled down, you can kind of have it curl up a little, or see that's a strong curl down. So I guess it's just more like left or right. So I don't think we're really gonna want to mess with that for now. Yeah. All right. So leaf curl, I think is down through here. Selected value, just keeping it at 5. Let's see. So that keeps it pretty thin. Right. Do that. All right. So what we can check out right here, anyways, is makes sense since they are in water. Yeah. Should be able to. There's also, I think these are already simulated. So just go ahead and save this for now. Yeah, so you can already see that they're going to be simulating at least a little bit. Then leaf segments, I think, which is under twirl. So now they're kind of at least curling up a little bit more. Let's see what he does. I think he just leaves it at 22. And then we're going from, let's see, done with work, going home. I'll be back in 25. All right, Mark, we'll see you later. Drive home safe. We'll see you in a little bit. And then leaf color 1 or 2. I kind of want to have this be just a little bit darker, I think. And I don't want these to be really bright. I want these to be pretty dark. I mean, we're pretty far underwater. So I kind of want that dark sort of kelp. At least for me anyways. It's okay. So we have that. So now we're getting to our behavior tab down here. And then we're going to go to our turbulence. And you can do world force, grass wind, a whole bunch of things right here. We're just going to keep it on world force for now because these are going to be way too light for us for what we want to try and do. So we're just going to keep it there for now. And then our turbulence, we're going to try and go ahead and maybe just keep it pretty low, because I know if you really ramp this up, you can get things just a little bit too harsh. Let's see. And then turbulence speed, we're going to want to have it to be nice and low. Not going to want that to be pretty fast at all. Stepping out. Okay. Bye, Mom. Thanks for coming on the stream. I'll probably be on until about 10:30 or 11, and then I'll probably be hopping off. So if you ever feel like coming back on and saying hi, I'll be here. So turbulence speed maybe to about 0.1, just so we have a good little bit. And then now we can go ahead and try and do some spiral. And then bend. I don't think we're really gonna mess with that too much. Let's see. Ooh, so we're gonna do a little expression for, I think it's gonna be spiral min. Yep. So if we go to our spiral min here, say create new expression. Go ahead and copy this. We're going to say equals sine frame times 0.1. End that and probably end the expression. Ooh, no. We're going to go ahead and we're also going to divide it by about 5. I think we're going to want to lower this, though, if I remember correctly, when I was watching through this the first time. Or he's going to be... All right, yeah, so it's about 0.01. We'll change it to 2, just to change things up just a little bit. Or no, he changed it to 2 as well. That's funny. So we'll keep it to 1 then. All right. So we're going to go ahead and create that. And then I'm guessing we're going to go ahead and I think he went to spiral max next. I think we're going to copy this expression over to another value here in a second. Or, okay, we're going to do it to our bend. So I'm guessing we're going to go ahead and do this. But instead of this, we're going to go ahead and do that, I think. So we're making sure that this expression is matching the attribute that we're actually working with. Okay. So let's just hit create and close. So now we should be able to see a little bit of a bend and stuff. That feels like it's still a little too much. So if we're editing this, we're making this to like 8. Because what I'm wanting to try and do is have that be a little bit less. I don't really want that bend. That's getting a little bit better. Because I want it to be very subtle. I don't want it to be taken away from this at all. Alright, I feel like that feels a little bit better for what we have with this many pieces of kelp, I think. Is it bad that I'm watching and driving? Ha 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 ha. Well, as long as it's just something that you are listening to. But if you're watching and driving, yeah, I would highly suggest to, if it's on a phone, you know, just leave it down and just let it play in the background. I will try and narrate as much as I possibly can. But so we just tried to edit our expressions so that, oh yeah, and then of course he does that same thing. So I'm literally just doing this on memory, and at least I'm making the changes that are. And I think he actually used the exact same value as well. I think he did 8. So that's pretty funny. Yeah, so I think that's... Okay, so I think we want to go to... what is that? Right next to... Oh, so it's in modify. So if we go to modify... And it's in convert, and then paint effects to polygons. So we are saving this. Here, this is what we can also do as well. We can deselect that, and what we can do is we can play blast about that much. So we can actually see what it'll look like in real time. So I know that's kind of crunching through that right now. Thankfully, it's not eating up a lot of CPU usage. But it's not really eating up a lot of GPU either, so I don't know why it's going so slow. I'm pretty sure I have this all set up to try and work as best as I possibly can. But to have as much of my resources on my computer working on this as possible, but almost done with that smoothie. Man, I made a lot. It's also kind of, I've been letting it sit out for a little bit, so here, I'm gonna let that finish, and I'm gonna come right back, and I'm gonna try and finish this drink and set it off to the side, so I'll be right back. Is it loaded? Yes, it is. Sweet. And I also had this. I still have it. I had this little sleepy or eyelash something in my right eye. Sorry. All that. Try and get this away from the camera. Or do you guys really want to see this? No. Alright. So, we have the kelp. Does it look good enough? I feel like the leaves themselves could have a little bit more movement. I think. I also don't want too much. I think it's just the leaves, right? So let's see just real quick if there is a setting in here for the leaves, right? So that is also in here in the behavior. So is there? There we go. Leaf stiffness. Let's just take this down to about maybe 0.4 instead of 5. They kind of really flop out there if I do that. So if I do 0.475, just doing it very, very little. That feels a little bit better. I still see a good amount of curling and things. So let's put it to oops. Anyway, let's just escape out of that. 0.475, so 0.48. Let's do that. 5. Alright, so now we have that. We only need just maybe about 68 frames. Yeah, we can overwrite that for sure. But anyways, yeah, if any of you guys are on Twitch or on Facebook or even on YouTube, I'm actually trying to stream over on YouTube Live right now. So once this is over, my YouTube channel should have this all completely uploaded, so I don't have to upload this to YouTube as well. So hopefully I'll be able to start keeping that sort of catalog on. And the other big thing is that, man, I don't know if I really want to. I feel like I want to have my live streams separate from my traditional YouTube channel that's over there on the side, right? So hopefully I'll be able to figure those out, maybe. And let me just go back over to my channel. I just want to see, making sure everything is working right. Okay. I also want to just make sure that my tweet actually went out. Right? Okay, cool. Alright. But anyways. Alright, so now we can check this out. Hit play. We're getting a little bit. You can see it a little bit over here, right? Not really seeing it over there. Let's get that back on to 0.475. Let's see how that goes. I don't want that selected. And now we'll see what will happen with that. Oh, did I minimized my Spotify so you can't see what I'm listening to. All right, let's see how 0.475 looks. That just looks a little bit more wavy. I'm not really seeing a whole lot of movement. Right? Let's go into our kelp. Leaf translucence. I don't really need to mess with that. Leaf face, sun, leaf twirl. Don't think we need to do that. Flowers, buds, displacement, forces, turbulence. Let's go back to our tutorial. Oh yeah, so he just went straight on to do the paint effects. I think this should be good for now. I think we can try and move on. So we'll go over to here. We'll make sure we have this selected. If this modify, if we go to our convert and we go to paint effects to polygons, let's have this option here. Let's see what he does. So probably want to go to color, quad output if we can. And how many poly limits does he have here? So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. So now if we just go to convert. Okay. So maybe I have to. So now we have all of that, right? Hey, look at that. So now you kind of have some kelp action going on. So now what we can do is we can select this and we can make it its own layer. Sweet. Kelp. So we don't need that. Oop. Just add that on top. And that. So we should have a thing for everything, right? So you decided not to tag Twitch Kittens on your tweet. I actually ran out of space, I think. And then I think I also forgot. Yeah. So we have the kelp done, I think. Right. Ooh, so we can do the create geometry cache. That's something that I really want to do. So, all right. So if we go back to our kelp, we're on the first page here. We're gonna zoom in, and then we are going to go to our animation. And then we're gonna go to geometry cache. What? I don't see a geometry cache. Oh, probably in cache in here. There we go. Ah, okay, so it's just cache now. It's not geometry cache. I think this was an old version of Maya that he was using. So if we go to cache, geometry cache, create new cache. Right there. So yeah, that should be fine. And cache in our default. That should be good. Okay. Kelp 1, leaf shape should be fine. Alright, so if we do the create from here, how long is that going to take? So then we can actually see everything in real time here, right? So if we go to... Did he change? I don't think he changed anything. Except for store points are float, one file, instead of one file per frame. And then it's just create, it looks like. From time slider, evaluate every 1 frame, save every 1 evaluations. All right, so let's save real quick. And let's go to create. See how long that's gonna take. So, we're gonna go ahead and let this chunk through real quick. And yeah, I've been trying to figure out ways to try and promote my my Twitter posts, and I think the best way is just to try and stay more active. on Twitter. So I can go ahead and just bring me up over to here. Since it's just kind of crunching numbers right now, it's doing the geometry cache for the kelp, just so when I'm scrubbing back and forth on the screen, it's not going to be as bad. I'm going to go ahead and load up my next tutorial as well. I don't think I need to setting up a V-Ray render. So I think that's something that I can do later, because that's just kind of the technical setting up the V-Ray render. So that way when I render out, it's going to render everything into a into separate files. So, you know, like the shadows will be on the file, the specular map, you know, for the highlights, you know, so you can see the light right here. So that way I could make that stronger or less. And then, you know, the color passes, all that stuff. So that way when I bring it into After Effects, I'll be able to edit that stuff individually if I need to. All the while still having the everything just composited into one image. Sorry, just kind of spacing out there for a minute. So what can we create on stream? I mean, I guess I can do that if people are interested in rendering, at least with V-Ray. But that's not something that I'd have to do particularly in order. That's something that I can actually set up at the end. I don't know why they have that there in the middle of the tutorial. Positioning key lights, I think that's going to be big, because that's going to be
in this lesson we are going to talk about
the god light sort of thing, or the god rays in our image. So if you go back to here, you know, take a look at this, and I'll remember to put it back. But you can see the kind of god rays that are way up there, you know, that are kind of shining down on everything. I think I can set that up next. So I'm pretty sure that's what the position key lights are. So we are about 331 frames in out of 480. So I think that should be fairly quick. Yeah, I think yeah, so that'll be the Now, see, what I don't understand is why did he use a geometry shape for it, and why didn't he just use the pattern texture for the light itself? Oh yeah, because V-Ray has a very hard time of handling animated 2D textures in Maya, and so that's probably why they did that. Yeah, looking great so far. Oh, thanks, Jenny. Thanks. I guess I can try and use this. All right, here, let me just go and pop up over here, because the Restream chat service doesn't. So what the problem that I ran into, at least with my Restream chat box, is that it can't connect to the Facebook stream. So if I try and reply to here, it's only going to reply to my YouTube and my my Twitch channel and stuff. Oh, that's no, never mind. So if I go like, if I do that, you know, you can see that it still pops up with that emote from there, right? But yeah, it actually posts that to, yeah, so you can see that it posts to YouTube right there. You know, you can kind of, here, I can probably pull it up from here, I think. You should be able to see all of it, right? Or I guess it just refreshes it when that happens. I don't know. I guess so. Huh. It's always Facebook giving you problems. Yeah, Facebook is terrible. That's really interesting. I thought that when I change scenes, maybe because I just closed the Restream chat. So maybe that's why that thing refreshed. But anyways, I don't know. So now, this should play back at least relatively faster. It kind of does. It's not crazy fast. I mean, I know that our ocean floor and kelp is going to be, yeah, our biggest problems because that stuff is such crazy high res. But, off topic, but I added Linktree to my accounts like you. I didn't even know that existed. Yeah, so Linktree, for anybody who's wondering, I think I need to make sure that it's on my, I think it's on my Twitter, and I think it's on my Instagram, for sure. Yeah, so if I go to here, yeah, so the link tree is there. Yeah, you forgot to add your Instagram to yours. Oh, yeah, okay, because I had it on Instagram. So that's why. Should be able to just log in again. There we go, yeah. Instagram. There we go. Bloop. Yeah, I know. Add a new boat in our link. Boop. Need to do it to HTTPS. There. And then go to the title and then Instagram. There we go. So now, yeah. So now that works. Cool. Yeah. So if you go to that now, bam, Instagram works. Bloop. Yes. I don't think I have it on my... I might have it. Oop, wait. Oh, what? Oh, yeah, here we go. Let me get at you with this. Yeah. Oh, yeah, yeah. Thanks, Mark. Really appreciate you sharing the everything. But, yeah, let's see. Thumbs up. Thumbs way up. Thumbs way up. I need to go to my Brandon Bailey thing, and then I can go ahead and try and update that. I think I have that in my website and stuff. But anyways, that regardless of that. So what we're going to be working on next, and then if anybody's joining now on Facebook Live, on Twitch, anything like that, you can comment. It'll pop up over there on the side. I have it opened up right here so I can say what's up and all that jazz. So let's go ahead and I guess I could make the geometry shapes there for that light. And I think what's gonna happen, not sure why I never shared the Facebook link. I'll do that now. Oh, okay, yeah, thanks, Jenny. I mean, I guess since you're not as active on Facebook and stuff, so it kind of makes sense, right? That you'd rather share it on your more active social media things. But anyways, yeah, let's go ahead. I think we're gonna want to create a V-ray light. Yeah. So I'm pretty sure he is. Yeah, all objects on. Yeah, so it's got a fog box. That makes sense. Everything, haha, active. Yeah, right. So let's see here. So that's a God ray light, but what type of light is it? I'm sorry, I'm just trying to figure out. I'm watching the tutorial and stuff, and I don't want to be showing it on my stream because it is something that you need to get off of Pluralsight. Let's see. Yeah, I'm trying to be more active anyway. I'll get better. Yeah, it's the same. It's like the same thing with me and Twitter. Like I've always kind of let's see. Does it say? It says it's just a spotlight, I guess. Anyways, so if we just go ahead and create our own little spotlight here. Light spot. Yeah. So I think we can just kind of add it. And then it's, whenever we have the camera coming down, we're going to have to kind of edit that spotlight. So I think, yeah, thumbs up. Thumbs way up. Sweet. Let's just make it nice and simple for now. So if we do like a -9, or if we do 0 for everything, and then we go ahead and try and let's make this nice and big too, so we can grab things. So if you have this down to -90. We can go ahead and create... What do we want to do here? Or how is this going to be the fastest way to create a mesh grid, right? And we don't need to make it thick in any way, shape, or form. So I guess what we can do is we can create a polygon plane right here. Kind of have this kind of come up here. And then we only need these in strips, in angular strips. So we can just make one of them like that, right? Yeah. And then instead, we can make this 20, right? And so all we really have to do, or actually here, we can, yeah, we don't really want to make it too many, right? Because we want to make some thinner and some longer. Just make it, what? 50, shouldn't be bad. So what we can do is take this soft select off. So we don't want that anymore. So now we can kind of just do that, and then take 2, right? And delete, and then take 1, and then maybe space 3 out, take 1, take 1, take 1, and then maybe take 2 out, like that, and then take 1 out, 1 out, 1 out. And then we can skip 1, take 2, just kind of randomizing it on my own. I'm not really, because we only really need to do this once, and then we kind of flip and reverse it. And then we can 1, 2, 3, and then maybe do that. And then we're just gonna every other one for the rest of it like that. There we go. All right, boom. So we kind of have this sort of grid, right? It took us just a couple seconds. Kind of have this little grid that's going on. We can kind of just kill these edges. They're doing nothing. We want to try and minimize as many polygons as we can. So that way the computer doesn't render as much. But yeah, there we go. I shared it. Oh, thanks, Tinny. So let's just go ahead and make this at 0 and 0. We can bring this up. And then we can have this also. All right, so that is at 0 and 0. So if we bring this up, like right about here, also kind of want to see where he places it. Yeah, it's very close to it. And then for some reason it makes it look like he's kind of doing, or no, he probably has a very thin or cone angle, and he probably has that drop off, right? Just so it's not a harsh spotlight, right? And then I'll just play ahead just to see what kind of settings he has for this. Boom, there we go. So we have that, and then it looks like he kind of elongated it. So he kind of did like this sort of thing, and this sort of thing. Yeah, because that seems to be... Yeah, that should be good enough. So yeah, if we just duplicate that and then we just rotate that 90 degrees, you kind of have this really sort of strong grid now, right? I mean, yeah, it's still kind of... Maybe I have to make another one that's slightly different. So it's not this kind of... very squarish pattern. Well, we'll try it for now, at least, right? And then what you can do is we can just take all this, we can group it together. But light instances are not supported. Okay, fine. Modify, center pivot. So if we go back up to our Windows outliner, this kind of group too. So key light. But it's moving the light around. Yeah, spotlight was in there. Why was it saying it's not supported? Anyways. Get out of here. Wow, that is some serious settings right there for this thing. So if we go back up to this light, up in here, we're going to have this kind of a, almost like the teal-ish, and a little less saturation, or just a little bit darker. And a little bit more blue. A little bit lighter. Yeah. Looks pretty good. And then we're going to ramp this intensity to 5, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Bam. Just like that, because we're doing a cubic decay, so you want to have that light to be bright, but then it, you know, decays out, right? So you can kind of see how it's brighter at the, in the example picture at the top left, you can see how it's really brighter at the top and it kind of fades out towards the bottom, right? Because it's trying to move through all of that stuff. So we can go ahead and do that. We can do this cone angle, roughly about 7, penumbra angle about 4, drop off about 400. It's kind of what this one is kind of showing. And then illuminates by default, emit diffuse, emit specular. Let's see here. Cone angle, penumbra angle, drop off. We got all those, and then I don't think we want to. We do want to use ray trace shadows. Okay. So we go to shadows. None of that nastiness. Ray trace shadows. And are we gonna ramp stuff up at all? Oh, okay. No, just literally just the standard ray trace shadows. Okay. Seems good. Are we gonna go over the fog box now, or? Because I think that's something that we can go ahead and try and create next anyways, like really quick, is if we just open up this ocean floor, we're gonna have to adjust the fog box, I think, for the long shot and then into the shorter shot. So here we go. We'll go ahead and create. We'll see what happens here. Because I don't really care about the if he's doing a render view at all. Because now he's messing around with V-Ray again. So he's just gonna need to adjust some stuff with V-Ray. We might go over the V-Ray one after this. Well, it's getting close to 10, so I think we can try and just finish out as much as we can with this, and then maybe off stream I'll just set up the V-Ray stuff super quick, or I could just stay on. I mean, it's just kind of the more boring stuff. I'm literally just going to be pressing stuff for numbers, more or less. So there's. All right, so now he selected that fog box. All right, so I might have to open up the tutorial that I'm watching right now. It has the course files, so I could actually open them up and see all the different things that I'll need to, because I need to render out the caustic thing for the other light and apply it to it, because that's what's kind of happening in here. And then see, I guess that's really mostly it from in here. I mean, you can have a couple of so you can do multiple of the spotlights for the caustic, or for the ocean effect to be on the floor. So That's what it looks like, and it's yeah, and he's gonna be doing everything with with V-Ray. All right, well, I'm sorry I'm gonna have to do this to everybody, but I'm gonna go ahead and try and set up the V-Ray settings, since I think that's gonna be the next sort of key thing that I need to have going on. So I think I'm sorry, this is just gonna kind of be a little bit on the mindless side of at least watching. It's not going to be super entertaining, but if you are interested in rendering anyways, this is kind of what we're going to have to deal with. All right, so image format, I think we're going to have to do it as the EXR deep, I think. But I don't have, or multi-channel? Yeah. Or just EXR, I guess. Just EXR. And then image format options. We are going to do compression type as block zip. Then we're going to move on to 32 bits full float. Our quality, yeah, 100%. And then we're going to go ahead and close that. And then from there, we're going to go ahead and make sure that we are animation. This, I guess, standard. Render animation only in batch mode. Have that selected. And then for down here, render camera, we'll have our own specific render camera that we're gonna do for the shot as well. Well, it has to be done. Yeah, I know, Jenny. So, but yeah, have you gotten any chests yet? Have any chests pop up on Twitch? I know I have a sort of game set up with the loyalty program going on with that. So I haven't seen how you're doing with beating everybody else on the leaderboards, but convert image to sRGB for render view. Yeah, 3 so far tonight. Ooh. So when you get the chests, are they randomized for the amount of points you get and stuff, or? So use V-Ray, FVB. All right, so now we're going off over to the next tab. So for V-Ray, we're going to our global options, render viewport subdivision. Okay. All right, so that's it for global options. For our image sampler, we're doing what? Adaptive DMC. I don't have that option, so I'll just do this. Looks like it gives me the same results as it does for the adaptive DMC. So I'm going to keep it with that. So we're going to ramp this up to 8, the max subdivs. And then threshold. We might change it to something else here. Or not. All right. Gonna go down to our environment now. Use environment volume. Or maybe not. Maybe I think he's just talking about something specific for that. Color mapping. Gamma 2.2. Make sure that that's yeah, the default for it. Linear workflow. We need that. Don't affect colors. Adaption only. Clamp output. Clamp level at 5. Effect swatches. Yes, please. And then indirect illumination, or GI, I think. Camera, V-ray, sun and sky, miscellaneous. Because yeah, this is just global illumination. Yeah, so it's not. It was used to be called indirect illumination. Now it's called GI, I guess. So we want this on, and then we want our primary bounces. Where is that? Here we go. Primary bounces. We want that to be more of the irradiance map, as well as our secondary bounces to be brute force. But it's random where it appears on the screen. Oh, always 5 points. Okay, yeah, sorry Jenny, I just saw that. I guess we're doing it more as the light cache from here. And then current presets on high. Yeah, it's all good. Okay, yeah, thanks. Yeah, subdivs 100. And then not touching anything else. Down to light cache. Number of paces. That's down there, but where is the... Oh, it's up here. Subdiv sample size. Light cache. So this is where I'm going to have to make sure and... Subdivs 100. Mode single frame. Save, reset, order on render, light cache, calculation parameters. That's what I need to try and find next, wherever that is. But pre-filter samples. Yeah, I don't see the number of passes. It's supposed to be right above subdivs, but sample size? Yeah, I guess this is supposed to be up at 2. But yeah, I don't see number of passes though anymore. All right, we're gonna have to hope and pray that if we can find that anyways.
Oh my god, sorry.
Filter samples, I don't think it's that. I don't think we need the caustics on. Let's see if we can't just find that on the good old help right here. So we need, what is it? Ooh, so if we go to light cache number of passes, see if that finds anything. No matches found. All right, we'll move on from there, and we'll hope that that is not the one setting that destroys everything. So I'm guessing this is the... Hey, everything's a lot different on here because I can't see what version of Maya he's on. I'm guessing he's probably on either 2017 or something. I can't tell, but edge length 4.0, max subdivs 256, amount 1, adaptive amount. This is just in settings, but is there a DMC sampler? I guess it's in here. All right, adaptive amount. All right, there. I don't see a time dependent on here at all. Camera, V-ray, sun, sky, miscellaneous, V-ray UI. Mess with that, so default edge length, here we go, and max subdivs. Man, it's weird how all these things are kind of in different places. And we want max subdivs just to be at 3. Okay. Dynamic memory limits. Here we go. 10,000. So we're taking this and making it 10. So we're basically just doubling the dynamic memory limit here. And then lock X and Y. Lock region X and Y. Yeah, so X. Oh, so this is the blocks, right? We want to make these 24. And then, all right, so cool. So now we're on to translator. Render elements. So I'm guessing this is, yeah, so the render elements is going to be the next big things, because these are all the layers that I'm going to be rendering out into. So this is going to be the stuff I'm going to want. So I'm guessing I'm going to want atmospheric effects, diffuse, reflection, refraction, self-illumination, shadow specular, GI, total light, refraction filter, I don't want to skip anything here. I'll just let them kind of talk. Normals, Z depth, velocity, SSSSSSSS. And then add. So we have all those now. And then there's some extra text. So we're doing this. And we're calling this AO for, I think, atmosphere something. So now we're going to go down to our extra attributes. We have enabled, we have V-Ray, extracts, or extra text. And we're going to make a V-Ray dirt, I believe. V-Ray dirt. And have subdivs be at 32 instead of 8. And work with transparency, maybe? He's kind of highlighting that. Nope, guess not. All right. So that's it for that. And then I think we're going to do an extra texture. And then we're going to label this as Fresnel. Whatever that is. Okay. Because here, I have to back it up a little bit. Because we're going to make the texture here. The V-Ray Fresnel. Do you know what V-Ray Fresnel is? I do not know. So we have that. Okay. So we're going to have... just do nothing to that. And then now we're going to do a light select. Add that. So that way I think it'll have it so I can select whatever light is happening in there. Okay. So we can have so like spotlight, what are we gonna call this? This is just gonna be God rays 1 or main, I think. There we go. God rays main. So So now if we go to the light select that's in here, it's down here. And then we'll have to make sure and add that. Let's go back to our Cthulhu notes, because I know we have that here. Real quick, let me just go ahead and find it and open it real quick. All right, so render notes. Make sure and have light select in V-Ray. For each light in render settings. Make this a little bit bigger. We're going to center that. Oh, and settings. And then we're going to take this. We are going to number this. Take that. We're going to underline it. We're going to pop that down one more. We should be good. And then, all right, so assets, we already have the TV. Cityscape, that's all kind of bonus down through there. I still kind of need to do that. Swipes, we did. So now we need to probably make a new list. Yeah, so that's what we're kind of doing right now. The Rising from the Deep, we're doing that right now. 360 camera moves, fix the music. Okay. So we can save that, close, and then go back over here. So we can have that as and then just have that be like that, probably. There we go. So that way we know that what that whole thing is. And then in relationship editors, I think it was in light sets. Relationship editors, it just sets. All right. Sets. So now if we go to our this, we should have our that selected, right? And then orange, and then any other light we have to go through and we have to open that back up again. And so we can make a sub thing real quick for that. So we can go here and indent and say relationship editor, and then to the arrow, and then sets, and then to the arrow. Oh, so it's 2 for that. All right. And then say V-Ray RE light, and then select corresponding light. There you go. That's it. Just having it being super riveting and just plugging in V-Ray values. Just start setting up just the V-Ray settings. Yeah. Since I have a feeling that this is kind of going to be the settings that I'm going to be using overall for kind of the rest of it. So it's just kind of getting that, making so that it looks good, and then from there on, I can just apply that to every sort of shot and animation clip and stuff. So.
Create that preset.
Yep. Ooh boy. Now, are you still playing what was it? What was the game? Celeste? Oh, I thought you beat it.
I beat the main story.
Oh, so now it's just all the bonus stuff.
Yeah, there's a lot of it.
Okay. Q.
Save a replay when it goes online.
Oh, nice. All right. Yeah. So, yeah, we go back. I'm going back to the tutorial now. I'm just gonna see if there is anything else at all. I think he's just kind of showing how well that works. All right, so now, all right, cool. So I can just save this setting with this preset out. So I can, so this is in V-Ray and everything is fine. Using file name. Is there anything else that I would want to add in here? I feel like I would always want to renumber frames. Just so that it's always... nah, I'm not going to do that. Because I don't think it really matters if it starts on one, as long as it's sequential. Yeah, I think that should be good for the preset. Mine! I'm just gonna call it Cthulhu, why not? So now if you go to load, preset, you got Cthulhu there. Sweet. Sweet. Excellent. Fantastic. Stupendous. Let's see. What else can we try and keep creating? Yeah, secondary lighting. I guess we can try and watch this for our TV light, I think. Yeah, because I know you can do light linking so that it can only affect certain things. Is he going to talk about the fog box now?
But I get you, so we get through with no quest. Except the one of how I met you in the files I ain't slept through. Stressing that I left you back where everyone forgets you. Heard you sneeze, so I
so it's just kind of having.
Although I'm centuries assassin in the game with amazing mind, yet I'd be lying if I said I never ever wondered how I get through. But I wondered and I met you. Traveling, babbling carols. I said I met you. Traveling, babbling carols. I said I met you. Traveling, babbling carols. I said I met you. Traveling.
So it's just kind of going over the different things, how he set up the lights that were in there. So we'll just have to try and set that up on our own. So what we might have to do I think what we can go ahead and do for now is do the countdown, I think. Because we're going to need to have that as an animation and then put that onto the TV. Yeah. Okay. I think that's the next thing that we can do is just try and do the countdown. So we can go ahead and save the ocean floor out for now. And then I think I can just do the countdown really quick within the next 20-30 minutes because I just need to do the animation ready for one number and then just apply it to the rest of them, just kind of offset them. So what we're going to do is we're just going to take this new scene, do a save as, and then we're going to do countdown. So now we need to look up what is a nice and well, I guess we do have that one. Let's see if we do our text right here. Just do 10. We were doing it with Raceway, right? I kind of almost feel like doing it with like an old London font, if I can do that. Let me see if I can. I have my font collection here that I'm going to try and go through here on my other screen. So don't mind me. Just because I have a whole mess. Old London. Let's see if I have that one. Old London. There we go. Sweet. So we're going to go ahead and install that. Old London. And then I think we need to just go ahead and refresh. Ye old Maya. Just real quick, just because we installed a new font. I don't believe that it updates automatically anyway, so. Let everything kind of load. Countdown, don't save. We can just have this be kind of on the front view. Create text, poly, quads. So I don't think we really want the bevel. In 3D. Alright, anyways, we want to swap that out with our Old London. So you got Old English text versus Old London. They are almost identical. Let's just try the Old English text. Let's just make this nice and big. Great. Yeah, that looks pretty good. I wonder if there's a way that I don't even have to deal with that front facing. So if I go to the outliner, let's make sure and have everything nice and clean. So go to create text again. Let's see, what if we just say 1 and 1? Nope. Text. What's this now? Hold on. I mean, it is just called Link.
Oh.
All right. This is like going on a very relaxing car ride music right here for me. I'm definitely saving that. You can see that there's the bright green check mark on that one. Yeah, all right. Yeah, this is dope. Here you go, everybody. Let me just open up my Twitch restream real quick. I can just send this to everybody. 1 and 2. There you go. Bap. Send that off to everybody. So yeah, if you like this song, it's just a nice, easy, quick thing for you there. Yeah. Yeah, I'll have to let you borrow my 3DS sometime, Jenny. I still need to finish that playthrough of Zelda, of Ocarina of Time. I just never finished it. All right, fine. Whatever. It's good enough. So if I just delete that, I don't know why that's there. Actually, here, hold on. So I just take this. Yeah, all right, whatever. Modify, so pivot this thing. Yeah, and I want to have these. Well, actually, I'm gonna want to do that to all of them, I think. Hold on. I thought I center pivot this. How strange. Center pivot that. There we go. No name has legal. New name has no legal characters. Okay. 10. Jeez. There you go. Alright, so now we just go through everything here. Actually, since it does it in... Let's see if we can just get away with this. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bam! Alright, that's as close as you can get for now. Just trying to do it by hand. Yeah. Don't need those anymore. Everything's kind of by hand. Sweet, cool, awesome, sweet. Alright, so save this. Oops, just noticed my typo chic. Yeah, no, it's all good. Yeah, I think March is gonna have to be our, or at least my relaxing month for sure. Go here, and we just go extrude. Make everything at least the same thickness. That seems pretty good on the thick, right? There, bam. Boom. So now, just take all these, move them over. Modify. Center pivot. Center pivot. Centering all damn pivots. Yeah. There we go. There we go. So I think we're also going to want to have here, we're going to create a camera. Camera. Boop. So you got 10. I think that should be pretty good. Sorry, what did you just say? Me? Oh, I'm saying March needs to be my relaxing month. Since I'm going to be working on the music video for all of February. Or were you saying something else? Or did I say something else? I don't even know. Oh, okay. I don't even know what I'm trying to type in there. Okay, okay, cool. But yeah, so yeah, I think that should be good. I think what I was gonna try and do is just I'm just trying to think of how I'm gonna set this up, because I think what I just want to do is have them come in rotation, come down. So I think what I'm gonna do is go to a modify, or I'm gonna go to curve surfaces, gonna make a circle, a little cycle where this point is going to hit right there. So now if we rotate this to 90 degrees, not translation, we want rotation to 90 degrees. So there should be a, hoping that, okay, cool. So if we, crap. Well, actually, here, this is what we can kind of do. So 9, I think, like the closest. Because if we do the make this just 6, right? Whole value. That should be right out to there, right? If we go to our insert right here, and we have this come out to that center point, and if we go to here, master and slave, go to our animation and constraint parent, don't maintain that offset. So now they're kind of going to be, I can just kill the rotation and have them be normal. So master, slave, G, yep. Outline, so with the 10, slave, G, yep, all right, cool. Master, slave, G, master, slave, or actually, crap, this is what I needed to do. I needed to have master, slave, and then I needed to do my anim constraint option. Don't maintain. What? Oh no, goodness, no. World up object expects at least one argument. the heck happened there? Oh, because that was just aim constraint. That's what that was. Aim constraint. See, I need... Am I gonna need to have all of these at least grouped? Right? Yeah, okay. So, group, modify, center pivot. Okay. Because I want that group to be able to get them out of there when they're not going to be coming down on the circle. Cool. All right. So we go to here, and then we go to here, and then we go to constraint. We do the parent thing. Wow. So they're all going to be lining up on that same spot, and then we can break the connection for that rotation X. And then here, and then to this. Bam. Cool. So now if we go to here, we just kind of select all this, right? And this. Say break connections. Bam. And just have that go back up to there. Sweet. But then we can have these shoot them out, I thought. But it should be pushing that out. So I guess we have to do it with the group. Alright.
Fuck it.
Let's test this with the 9. Alright, so we go here. Just with that. Alright. Or here, then here, constraint. We go to parent. Sorry if I'm not watching the chat either. Just been kind of trying to get this working as fast as I can. So now if we go into here, what? Okay, so yeah, so we have to go here, then here. And then now we can move this, right? But it's in that group, so it's still rotating. Okay. Alright, so now we go here, 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 here. And here. Guess I want to be able to just... I guess I'm just going to move them individually anyways, yeah. No apology necessary. Do what you got to do. Yeah, thanks. Thanks. Okay, so we're going to go here and here. Boom. So now we can just have these selected and move out. Cool. Alright, so now we have to select this and all of these to break that connection. Have it so that it's rotated properly. And then now we can have this. I really hope that doesn't mess that up though. Modify, center pivot. Ah, crap. yeah, I guess we just have to center pivot and then everything in here, just basically move that ourselves. I guess. At least make sure it's out there in front, right? So now if this rotates, what? Why is it rotating that way? I mean, yeah, that makes sense. Why is it? I mean, I guess we just use the X. I don't know why it's rotating like that, though. Okay, so maybe I have to do this, and then go to constraint, and go to parent, and maintain offset, and say add. Do I have to like redo the parent constraint? Don't really care. So this is what's going to happen. Everything's out there for now. This is going to be up at -90 degrees right now. So then it'll go like, yeah, like the 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And all that fun stuff. So if we go from -90 and then down to 0. Why is it? All right, so that's at 0, right? And if we have this at what, 90 degrees? -90 degrees? And then we put it back down to 0? Why is it below? Guess we just needed to translate it down like that. All right. Whew. So I guess we can just have it up here, right? And then I think that rotation stuff coming down, I think just having it come straight down would probably be better. Yeah, I think having this NURBS curve is just silly. I don't think that's that concept, I think, is just not really gonna work. That's the bottom right there. Hmm. I mean, I can also kind of do a squash and stretch, right? My auto key is on, right? No object space scale baked into components. Okay. So I guess I have to do scale individually with this. What? Alright, fine. No scale or whatever, it's fine. It's like I really want this stuff too. Like you'll have just a little bit right here, a little bit more, and shoot down, right? One. Ugh, what the f happened with that? Anyways. This is what I need to see right here. So it's like up, down, a little bit up, less, a bit down, less. Maybe like up to there. So it's 10. 10, right? So we can do it every 12 frames. And just get that out of there. And then this is the stuff that I can just copy paste it to, right? Just have that go from there. What? Why was the scale like that, though? Alright, I just only want to translate Y. What? Why isn't this copy? paste. That is not even close. This is really not not helping, man. That center line right there. Now, why isn't that? How is that -2 when it's centered and it's so many random dumb things that are happening. Nine, but it doesn't look center here. That's weird. Anyways, all right, so 9. Let's see. So we have it hitting at 6. Yeah, okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There we go. So we have it right there, and there.
Yeah.
1, 2, 3, 4. And then that will go up a little bit. We'll go down a little bit. Up a little bit. Down a little bit. There you go. Boom. There. Be up. Down. Up. Down. And a little bit up. There we go. And then that is GTFO. So now if we try and take this, copy that. That. So now that needs to be all the way over here. All right. So that's 9. So that's 8. What? Copy. Paste. Alright, cool. So now we just need to make sure that this is just more centered, since everything kind of has this weird different center or whatever, I guess. And this just needs to get blown over there, as well as when it's there. It just gets blown back over. Alright. Alright, cool. We're at least able to start copy pasting this stuff now. Except that happens. What? Anyways. Copy, time slider, keys, range. Yeah. And then paste. This is always dumb. Is it merge or some crap? Whatever. I think that should be good. No. All right, cool. So we can just take this, or jeez, that is really sensitive. It's close enough. 7. Oh yeah, I kind of forgot too. So the song, just to kind of give you that sense of him being such a monster, it actually only counts down to 6. So it just goes 10, 9, 8, 7, and then it goes 6, kind of stuff. But so I think this was needed to be a little bit more like that, I think. I think that looks good. It looks good enough for now. And then I think what we can do is we can just take, I'll have to time it with the actual song, because I can just make the, I can just slow down like After Effects or something and then throw a bunch of weird stuff on it. But yeah, so yeah. So I think that's probably going to do it for me for this session. I think what I'm going to go ahead and try and do is animate, or at least render out the ocean floor, so that way I can apply it to my light. And then yeah, I don't really know of anything else to really try and do tonight to try and set everything up for tomorrow. I might well, tomorrow's gonna be games, so I'll probably try and maybe just look at that the example file from the tutorial, so that way I can try and just see what was happening with that fog box, just so I can actually have that stuff for sure. And then maybe I might try and do something for the ocean, since I don't think that's gonna really be able to happen on stream, because that's gonna be so CPU intensive. I'm gonna be doing a lot of waiting around just trying to get that stuff working. But anyways, I guess like I can save this out. I'm just gonna open up the ocean floor file just so we have that stuff ready to go when I head out, or when I try and animate that stuff real quick. I don't want the animation, I need the assets, ocean floor, and then there should be ocean floor 01. And then I'll probably put some lights onto that and render it out and stuff, so yeah. So got that stuff going. We got a good chunk of stuff and everything. So I'm gonna go ahead and try and render that stuff out for my lights and get that stuff up and ready. So thanks again for watching. I'll see you next time.